King Tui Te has 6 daughters, all beautiful mermaids. The youngest fairy, the most beautiful, dreams of knowing the human world all day long. However, sea dwellers are only allowed to go ashore when they are 15 years old. Finally, it was her 15th birthday. Thrilled, the little mermaid swam to the surface. She saw a large sailboat on the horizon. She heard the singing and bustling laughter of the sailors. They were congratulating the prince of their kingdom on turning 16. The little mermaid swam close to the boat and saw on board the charming prince. But suddenly, a storm arose. The little mermaid did not take her eyes off the prince and saw him fall into the sea. She quickly swam to him and was able to save him. She hugged him, and so they drifted through the night. The next day, when they reached shore, the little mermaid placed the unconscious prince on the sand. A girl passed by and saw the prince and shouted. Seeing this, the little mermaid panicked and quickly returned to the palace under the sea. From that day on, every day the youngest mermaid rose to the surface hoping to see the prince. She wanted to tell him that it was she who saved him. She was very miserable because she was not human and did not have human legs. The little mermaid thought of a way to drink the sea witch and number 39's talisman. But once she swallows this talisman, she will never become a mermaid again. At this moment, she only wanted one thing: to make the prince love her, otherwise she would die. Even though it was dangerous, the little mermaid still accepted. In exchange, the sea witch asked her for the most precious thing: her voice. She became human, but mute. The next day, the little mermaid left the aquarium, and when she reached the ocean, she swallowed the talisman and lost consciousness. When she woke up, she saw the prince standing in front of her, looking at her. He asked her who she was, but she could #39 answer. Then the prince took her back to the palace, where they dressed her in the most beautiful clothes. However, the prince fell in love with the girl from the day before, convinced that she was the one who saved him. Because she was mute, the youngest mermaid could not tell the prince that she was the one who saved him. One day, the prince was old enough to get married. He went to visit the princess they had chosen for him since birth. The little mermaid knew of his love for the girl on the beach, knowing that the prince would not marry any other girl. But she was also surprised and scared to see that the girl on the beach and the princess were just one person. This was like a knife piercing her heart. On the wedding day, while the little mermaid wandered sadly on the beach, her sisters appeared on the waves. They had to cut off their beautiful long locks of hair in exchange for the only dagger that could save their youngest sister from death. If you want to return to the aquarium with your sisters, you must insert this dagger into the prince and number 39's heart, because one of you must die. The little mermaid held the knife and tremblingly approached the prince. He is lovingly hugging his young wife as she sleeps. The little mermaid placed one last kiss on the prince and number 39's forehead. She raised her hand, but stopped. Love has won. She threw the knife away. After looking at the prince one last time, she ran out and plunged into the sea and found herself slowly disappearing into the sea foam. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.